I thought I'd put together a little video on a tour of the layout, kind of explain some things. It should be relatively easy and simple. There's not much rocket science behind my layout. Basically what I did is I have two 4x8 sheets put together in an L shape. So what I ended up with was an oversized loop. I added some sidings and some spurs just for the types of industries and things that I wanted to do. I kind of had a plan, but as you know, with most layouts, plans change as you go along. You can see there's the coal mine area. I wanted a divider between the main line and the coal mine, so what I did is I built some hills and a little mountain there to separate the area, just for a little bit of a break in the action. You can see the area that I'm working on right now. The grain loading and unloading area. Had to build that up a little bit so that the cars would fit underneath the silos, because there's not a whole lot of clearance in between the track and the bottom of the silos, so I needed to modify that a little bit. I operate a DCC system. I made the conversion from DC to DCC about 6 months to a year ago. Pretty happy I made the conversion. All the locos that you see on the layout are DCC. Some have sound, some do not have sound. I've done all my own conversions. I like the mechanics and the electronics of things, so I wanted to try my hand at converting a loco to DCC with sound. The John Deere engine there you see is a Athearn GP382, has a soundtrack Tsunami with a Railmaster Hobby speaker. Not a bass speaker, you know, it doesn't sound exactly like I'd like it to sound, but it is acceptable. The Santa Fe in the back there is a Bachmann GP40, probably about a 20-year-old engine that I converted from DC to DCC. That too has a soundtrack Tsunami. This time I put a Railmaster Hobby's bass reflex speaker in there, and bass speakers do sound a lot better than the standard ones. Sounds a lot more clearer and crisper. Actually sounds pretty good. You can see the star of the show going by there, Penn Central 8148. See some of the industry that I have. None of the buildings are permanent. I have things laying around the layout just to kind of get an idea and a feel for them. See some bridges in the background there. I need to cut out underneath them. It's a ravine or a river underneath them. Haven't quite decided how I'm going to do that, but you know, I haven't cut into it yet, because then I won't be able to lay tools on the layout like you see. You can see in the middle there, that section there is a reverse loop. I have a Digitrax Zephyr Express that I use for my command center, and I'm pretty happy with it. Works out really well. Does everything that I would have looked for in DCC. I'm pretty happy with it. At some point I'd like to get some handhelds around the layout so I can move a little bit more. I have a Digitrax AR1 mounted underneath the layout and wired into that center section there. The AR1 works pretty good, and it performs flawlessly just about every time. It doesn't matter if I'm using a locomotive with a sound decoder or just your basic. The AR1, once you tune it, you don't even notice it's working. You see 8148 coming into the picture there, the star of the show, making some rounds. That's a Bachmann GP382 BCC. I bought it that way from the shop. It's going to get converted to sound at some point. I don't know exactly when. I'm trying to get it's like most people, trying to get the money together to do it. But for now, she works pretty good. You can hear it speed up and slow down, and that's just your basic standard decoders that Bachmann puts in them. There's no BEMF. I'm kind of pretty happy with it. At some point, hopefully, all the pink's going to go away. We'll have some scenery. This is kind of my first attempt at scenery. I really never made it this far with scenery at the level that I'm at. I'm pretty happy with which way it turned out. To see this area here, this was supposed to be the farm area. And I got two sidings in there. One was supposed to be for a livestock area. The other, where the Santa Fe is sitting right now, was supposed to be for the grain elevator, picking up the material and transport to the silos that you saw earlier. But for the most part, it's working out pretty well. The switches that you see, they're all manual. I don't have any electric switches on the layout. I like to be in control of the things, and I look at it, the more electronics you install, the more that can go wrong. So the simpler you keep it, the better off you are. Going back to the area on the right side here, like we pointed out, the grain silos, grain elevator. I have another siding there where you see that little blacksmith building. It's just sitting there for now, out of the way until I decide what to do with that other line right there. And we're going to put in a sawmill to coincide with the wood and the pulpwood that the Santa Fe has, so it would have a drop-off and pick-up area for lumber material. Kind of the first time that I've really put ballast down also. I was pretty happy with how the ballast turned out on the layout. I guess the best thing that I've learned up to this point with ballasting and doing scenery is don't be perfect. Try not to be perfect. Just put it down. If it doesn't turn out like you thought it would, it easily comes up and you can try it again. Here's a different angle or a different view of the layout. Normally we don't see the back side of this area of the layout. I know I said earlier that pretty much I have two 4x8s put together in an L shape, which makes for a pretty big layout. I actually have the benchwork is 1x3s put together in a grid. Pretty simple and basic, but what I did is I put casters on the bottom of the legs so that if I wanted to, I could move it around the room in case I need to get behind something to work on something. Right now I'm actually on the back side of the layout. I say normally people won't see this back side here unless you got guys like me holding a video camera. So I pulled it away so that I could work on the track and the ballast and the scenery and that mountain and tunnel area there that you can see. You can see 8148 there making her rounds. Another angle here. This will be the last angle because don't want to make the video too long. Start to run out of things to talk about and people get bored, start watching other things on YouTube. That's just reality of it. You can see the trestle there. I put that together. Relatively easy to put together. I kind of wish I would have used a darker color for it, but you live and learn and move on. You can see the two sidings there. Switchers up there in the back. I'm pretty happy with it. If I tear it down and rebuild, it'll just be better the next time. One thing with that Digitrax Zephyr Extra, I didn't want my command station sitting on top of the layout. I wanted trains and scenery and buildings on top of the layout. So basically what I did is I built a drawer for it. I had some scrap lumber left over from building the benchwork, so I put together a drawer. Went to everybody's local favorite hardware store and picked up a little wood knob for it and some drawer slides. Mine cost me less than 10 bucks with those drawer slides and that knob there. Put that together and see that actually stores in underneath the layout when I'm not using it. It's out of the way, I'm not running into it, not sitting on top. Actually, your layout is what you make of it. It's yours. Well, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.